Welcome back to our bunker in Western Connecticut. I last visited you from here in March. This is the home, the beautiful home of my wonderful wife Nancy's mother. And once we're here, we're pretty much shut down. This isn't the only reason for the mask, of course, the pandemic crisis, but also, unfortunately, I have a great face for radio. But let's get to the point. Why would someone watch this face or listen to this while driving in the car? My answer is 48 years experience. Pretty good up here, pretty good here, and a lifetime of experience. Just so you can know me a bit, I'm John Burton Hunter III, or Burton Hunter, or J. Burton Hunter. For the last 20 years or so, I've been a sole practitioner. I started with Mr. and Mrs. Rexroad in 1976, after 4 years at Griffiths Air Force Base in Rome, New York, where we had 2 of our children, our first 2 sons, and then we had 2 of our children in Buchanan. As I pushed the envelope on my advertising, my media, my publication, I've been told that a pack of rabid dogs should come and chew off my legs so that I could be chased out of the county. And I had to retort to the woman who posted that, how am I going to run out of town without legs? There are some negative posts from time to time, and we've done some checking. The one person that was so upset had an abusive relative whose rights and contact with his children were suspended. I'm proud of that. The person who said I'm a scam artist who stole from his parents didn't know that they had run up a bill of several $1,000s, and I finally had to withdraw as their counsel. He only knows what they chose to tell him. Normally, and I'm not going to try to edit this. If I cough, I cough. If I misspeak, I'll try to correct it. But I'm just getting started in this video adventure. About 10 years ago, I made a few videos, 5 years ago, and of course the last 3 months. And I've put those on our video channel. It's a YouTube channel, and the way you access it, and if you're watching this, maybe you know this, is to enter J. Burton Hunter III, and usually the rest will pop up, and Associates, that's ASSOCS, PLLC, J. Burton Hunter III, and Associates, PLLC. You can access my video, you can access my blog, which connects to some of my videos, but also has about 1,400 pages in text at www.hunterlawfirm.net. That's all lowercase, www.hunterlawfirm.net. I have a Facebook professional page, a Facebook mediation page. I am playing around with Instagram, and it's fun for me because I'm I guess you'd call amateur, I guess would be the better word, photographer, but I've been taking photographs for 65 years. I've been essentially the family photographer for that long, and now my children, our children, do a great job keeping track of their lives with the cameras and media that we've got. I started as an Air Force JAG, so I prosecuted criminal cases and I defended criminal cases. Imagine a system in which your collection of cases include cases for the government and cases for the accused. They finally decided that was a blatant conflict of interest, so one of the attorneys went over to the Area Defense Counsel's office, and of course it didn't take long before we weren't friends anymore because we clashed. I still regret that, and I've reached out without success to try to restore that. That's part of the problem in being an advocate and an adversary. I've, in my channel, I have recorded messages to my adversaries where I try to explain that I'm really trying to be honest with them. I'm really trying to get an honest history from my client. And when they write to complain to me about my client's behavior, I really try. I think I said really, really too much. But I do try to get my client to improve his or her behavior. I've got a number of cases recently that have the overlay of our opioid crisis or alcohol, physical abuse, just plain incompetence. And because of that, I feel that I've got a vast cornucopia of information about family law that I can share with you. The titles of some of the articles that I'm going to, let's see, it's a little bit upside down, but I'm going to talk about the divorce process, the adoption process, which is much less complicated, but I'll do the best I can, the mediation process, the modification process, and most of this is family law, but I want to stress something. Don't forget this. I first went to an Association of Trial Lawyers, the West Virginia Association for Trial Lawyers meeting in probably the summer of '77. I think it was over when I got here in '76. I've attended most of them. I was asked to be a member of the board about 25 years ago. I've been awarded, besides the Air Force Commendation Medal when I left there, I've been awarded the President's Award by that organization and the Member of the Year Award. And just about half my income, I would say at least half my income over the years, has been from my personal injury and my contingent fee practice. However, probably 60% of all my time, especially when I gave up criminal work about 20 years ago, has been in family law, and probably another 20-25% has been in civil litigation. I'm talking about actual hours now, not income. I've been to the Supreme Court, appealing cases, occasionally defending an appeal, but if we win the case down below, I've made sure we have a good record. So I've not had to defend many cases, but I've probably had to appeal 20 cases over the year. And I think, and I don't want to exaggerate, you could check it if you want to, probably 8 to 10 times we've had favorable results, or at least got the ruling we wanted, even if it didn't make it abundantly clear in the actual ruling. We've settled cases of 7-figure settlement values. I've done that on my own and also in association with some of the major trial firms. But I'm still going to cover these things. I will be covering the process of the basic personal injury case, the one that you don't think you need an attorney for, but you really do. I'll try to dig down a little deeper than the superficial, we'll kick the butt of the insurance adjuster, or I'm tougher than any of the other personal injury lawyers. Some of those guys are excellent, some are average, some are below average. We market ourselves as best we can. This is my way. I'm in a smaller town. I'm not over along the interstate. I'm not in a larger firm. It suits me. I'm able to build my own reputation. I have a staff of 4 people. Do a little checking to see how many sole practitioners are able to delegate and keep 4 full-time people working. I think it's an indicator that I know how to get a lot done, and I have matched my fees at the end of the case where there are joint motions for attorney's fees with the other side, and found that attorneys with similar expertise and at least on paper qualifications have billed 2 to 3 times more than I did for the same case. And I went back And we wrote just as many letters, attended just as many hearings, prepared for just as much of a mediation and settlement as the other side. So I'm confident that we have a good, efficient way of doing things. Why am I bragging? I'm trying to tell the truth as I see it and market myself and counter the prejudice that comes along with starting to get some of this. Is he losing it? Is he falling a little short of his goals? Actually, so far, the trajectory is not as steep as it was when I was just learning. But I'd like to think as we learn the new technology and as we come up with innovative ideas that we're still getting a little bit better. I've asked my local judge to let me know when it's time to hang up the spurs, so to speak, and we'll see how long that will go. I do plan to be doing this at least 5 more years, maybe 7 or 8. Now that I see the people running for president, maybe I'll retire here and run for prez. There's also the process of petitions for rule to show cause, and that's contempt. And contempt gets a little complicated because you have to do a pre-filing. It has to pass muster with the judge, and the judge can order a person to stop acting in contempt and can incarcerate them until they agree to stop that. But if they're going to put them in jail, say, for 6 months, that's pretty rare, but that probably triggers the right to a jury trial and a bunch of other things. Fortunately, I've not had to go in that direction for a number of years. A petition for ex parte relief is different from a petition or motion for expedited relief. A typical motion for temporary relief goes along with a petition, and I'll tell you more later about that, but there are times when a person is violating a court order and we need to try to stop that. I have a 11-minute video, and you can scroll through the titles to our videos. You just click on videos on my YouTube channel, and about 30 appear, every one with a concise title. But the 11-minute one is the one that talks about how I organize the facts in my case. And that's about it for now. I hope that you find our videos interesting. And it's sort of an editorial we, but there is my wife, Nancy, our office manager, Faye Eskew, our family law paralegal, Letitia Hawkins is our personal injury and civil trial paralegal, and Courtney Eskew is Faye's daughter, and she's our newbie. She is the person that has to learn everything from the ground up, and we're hoping to have her fully trained in just a few years. That's about it for now. More later.